Come in, come in. Sit by the fire. Tonight I have a confession to make before I even begin. The story I am about to tell you never happened. It is from an old film, a film some of you grew up with, about a boy and an old man, and a few lessons taught while waxing a car. So this is not, as my stories usually are, a true thing that happened to real people. And yet I want to tell it anyway. Because sometimes a story that was only invented can hold the truth more real than the things we can prove. Stay with me and you will see what I mean. The old man in the film is called Mr. Miyagi. He fixes things in an apartment building. He trims small trees with great patience. He is gentle and quiet and a little strange. And the lonely boy who lives in his building slowly comes to love him like a father. Most people remember the film for that. The karate, the headband, the boy who learns to stand tall. But there is one scene almost no one remembers. And it is the only scene that matters. One night the boy comes looking for the old man and finds him drunk. Truly drunk, swaying, weeping, dressed in an old army uniform. He is pulled from somewhere deep in a closet. It is the anniversary of his wife's death, and the whiskey has loosened everything he keeps locked away. And so, for the first time, the old man tells the boy who he really is. He was an American, and when his country went to war, he put on that uniform and went to fight in Europe, in the most decorated unit of its kind. Men sent into the worst places, again and again. He fought so bravely that his country gave him its highest medal for valor. And while he was in those mountains earning that medal, his wife was not free. She was behind barbed wire, in a camp his own government had built for people with his face, Americans, born in America, locked away only because their blood was Japanese. And there, in that camp, with no proper doctor and no proper care, his wife went into labor. She died. And the son he never met died with her. He fought for the country that imprisoned his family. He won its highest honor in the same season. That country let his wife and child die in a cage. Now, here is something you should know about that scene. That quiet, broken, weeping moment. The heart of the whole film almost did not exist. When they were making the movie, there were people who wanted it gone. Cut it, they said. It slows things down. It does not move the story forward. Get back to the karate. And they were not foolish people. By the cold arithmetic of entertainment, they were probably right. That scene sells nothing. It only breaks your heart. One man refused. John G. Avildsen, the director, planted his feet and fought to keep it. Fought for a drunk old man, crying in a closet, because he understood that without it, the film had no soul. He won that fight. And that single scene, the one they wanted to throw away, went on to earn the old actor, who played Miyagi, a nomination for the highest award in his art. The thing they nearly discarded turned out to be the treasure. Remember that. The quiet things are always the first ones someone tries to cut. But let me return to the old man, because his story asks a question I cannot put down. What would another man have done? Think of another film from those very same years. A soldier comes home, wronged and broken, treated cruelly by a small-town lawman who would not leave him be. And what does that man do? He burns it all down. He turns his pain into fire and brings the whole town to ruin. And we cheered for him. That film made fortunes. Everyone remembers his name, Rambo. The old man had a far greater reason for that kind of fire. His country had taken everything, his wife, his son, his trust. If any man ever earned the right to say, I will make them pay, it was him. And instead, he spent the rest of his quiet life trimming little trees, fixing other people's broken things. And when a lonely, fatherless boy crossed his path, a boy whose own people had once been the enemy across the sea, Italian, he did not see an enemy. He saw a son. He gave that boy everything he had left to give. The same wound. The opposite answer. One man chose fire. The other chose to become a father to a stranger. And the world remembers the fire. The world always remembers the fire. It is louder, it is faster, it asks nothing of us. The quiet old man weeping in his uniform, him we forget. His scene is not the one they turn into clips. His choice is not the one we celebrate. And I will tell you something else, because it proves the point better than I ever could. The people who made that gentle film tried to make more of them, and somewhere along the way, they let go of the old man's quiet. They reached for the fire instead, in karate. Kid 3 for revenge, for a rich and cruel villain, for a hired fighter. Brought in to break a boy, for cruelty dressed up as drama. And those films fell apart. Even the same director who had fought so hard to protect that weeping old man could not save a story once its soul had been traded for noise. The gentleness, it turns out, was the whole thing. Take it out, and what remains is just another fire, burning to be forgotten. So no, I will not pretend this is only a film. The old man was invented, but what he showed us is as true as anything I know. I am an old man now, and I have lived long enough to see something that the young and the loud rush right past. We tell ourselves that the strong give to the weak, that the old man, full and whole, bent down to lift the boy up. But that is not what happened. Look again. That old man was not full. He was hollowed out. A man with no wife, no child, no family left in all the world. Fixing pipes alone, growing old alone. The kind of man who, one ordinary morning, is simply found gone. And no one knows for how many days. And then a boy moved into his building. The boy needed a father. But the old man needed a son just as badly. When he taught that boy, he was not only saving the boy, he was saving himself. The giving was his rescue. If that boy had never climbed those stairs, that gentle old man would have died alone, and the world would never have known what it lost. That is the thing I have come to believe after all my years. We think kindness is something the full pour out for the empty, but more often, kindness is two empty people filling each other. The hand that gives is the hand that is saved. The one who lifts another is the one being lifted. When life takes everything from you, and every reason points you toward the fire, there is another door. You can become for someone the father you yourself were never given. And in the giving, you will find you were the one who needed saving all along. That is all for tonight. Be gentle with one another. And if you are lonely, find someone to give to. It may just be the saving of you. I will see you next time, here by my fireplace.